Alright guys, it's Tuesday, September 14th. This is my third day hunting expanded archery this year. Saturday, Kyle, Jake, and I came down into the same area and actually hunted up on the hillside, and we all saw deer. We hunted pretty much all day from 5:30 in the morning till 11:30. Then we took a couple hour break for lunch. And in the afternoon we went back out and got in some different spots. Everybody saw deer, but we couldn't get any shots on them. I've been out here. I was out here yesterday from like 1 to 7 all afternoon. Sat down by this pond down here. I didn't see anything. So today I decided to push a little further back down in this edge of a swamp about probably 40 yards to my left. I'm kind of down on this bottom. There's a couple little brooks that run down through here and run into the swamp. But the deer have a pretty good crossing on one of these brooks about 30 yards to my left, so I'm gonna hang out. It's about 20 past 1 right now, so I've got about 6 hours almost of legal shooting time. So we'll see what happens. I also forgot to mention before, I got this popple tree that fell down. It's basically right underneath me. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it looks like the deer have been eating all the leaves off the ends of the branches. So hopefully we get some deer coming in to munch on that thing. That'll be an awful easy shot right underneath me. That happened pretty quick. I was just looking all over the place, wondering where the deer were, just thinking how I hadn't seen one in the last couple days. I just happened to look over this trail that I walked in on, and here come two doe. She had a smaller skipper with her, but it looked like it was almost about the same size. I only saw two deer coming. Looked like I hit her kind of back though. I should have taken a little bit more time with that shot probably, but I definitely got her. I might have got her in the liver though, so I'm going to give it some time and back out. Take care of my stuff. guess there was 3 of them altogether. I only saw one of those skippers following that doe. And they both ran off back the way they came from, and then they kind of circled right around. I was actually contemplating getting down and checking out my arrow, and I looked right in front of me, and they were coming right by the other side of me. They caught on to me eventually. It is 4:20. I'm going to probably wrap some of my stuff up, get down and see what my arrow looks like and see what the blood trail looks like. But if it looks like dark blood, I'll probably back out and I'll take my stand and stuff up to the truck, and then I'll maybe wait a little while and then come back in. But I might actually get this deer out of here before dark. That'd be nice. Alright, just got out of the tree. Stand's still up there, but I'll go over here and check this arrow out. Probably the fastest way to go is this way. Pretty sure she was right here. I shot her, there's blood right there already. That's a good hit. Nice bright red blood. Definitely got into her lungs. Good, that makes me feel good. I was kind of hoping to get her out of here before dark. I can't even see my tree stand from here. Where the hell was I? Oh, way up there. She was right here. Try to show you guys what I had going on. This little trail, I don't know if you guys can tell, but quite a few tracks. That was way up there, about 35 yards. That makes me feel good though. I'm actually going to go over here and blood right there. Back and wrap my stuff up and see if I can follow this blood trail. Alright, got my stuff all packed up. I just set my stand in my backpack over here. I am going to bring my bow with me just in case, but I'm pretty sure that deer's dead. Like I most likely got the back of her lungs. I did figure out where she crossed this little tiny brook. Headed off out into the alders out here on the edge of the swamp. But I think she kind of cut across the corner of it and went up onto this hillside up here, so hopefully she's laying right out in the open. But we'll go over here and see if we can follow this trail. Looks like pretty good blood. She did bail right into the swamp. She definitely went right through here. Way. Ooh, that's deep mud right there. Let's see, she definitely came through here. She's squirting pretty good. Yeah, right into this tree. Well. Started off good, and then the blood kind of piddled out and got real spotty. So I guess I'm gonna go back to where my stand is and just chill. Might even just take care of my stuff, bring it up to the truck. I guess Chuck's going to come down and give me a hand trying to track this thing. This sucks. This happened last year on opening day. Thought I made a good hit on a deer. Looked like a good hit, and then the thing went hundreds of yards, and we never found it. I mean, I got blood, but it gets real spotty. I've gone about 100 yards tracking this thing. I'm just going to back out, get my stuff out of here, and come back down with a Chuck and see if we can find this thing. If not, we'll have to either bring one of the dogs down or call a tracker, I guess. Sucks. I was kind of hoping to find her close. Well, I drove up and got the truck and came down in here, drove down in here as far as I could. Chuck's on his way. It's 5:50 right now, so it's been an hour and a half since I shot that deer. The blood trail was pretty good at first, and I got up kind of on this oak ridge, and it kind of piddled out and just got real spotty, so I decided to back out. Chuck offered to come help me look, so I took him up on the offer, and I'm waiting for him. Probably be a good half hour before he gets here, so we got limited daylight to work with. If we don't find it ourselves, I was going to come back in the morning with the dog and see if I can find it, but it's supposed to rain real heavy tomorrow, so hopefully that'll hold off long enough if that's the case, and I do have to do that, but I'm going to wait for Chuck and see what happens, I guess. We're still at it. He was just about ready to give up, but we're still finding blood. We've just been marking it with the arrow. So we can kind of figure out where we were last. It's of course pitch black out here. We are determined to find this deer. She's zigzagging all over the place. Chuck and I have been out here for about 2 hours, and we found that last spot of blood. Pretty much gave up on looking for blood because we searched the whole area and couldn't find anything, so we kind of just headed in the direction that it was going. I got down on the water, searched all around the water edge, up over the hill, around the hill, all over the place with my spotlight, shining it out through, just trying to spot the deer itself. And now I come back down over to the water, and we're going to kind of make our way back out of here, and I'm just going to keep spotting and see if I can find it. If not, then I'll probably try to get back in here in the morning with the dog, and hopefully the rain holds off. It's supposed to start pretty early, so that's not good, but we're going to try. Alright, well, it's about 9 a.m. right now, actually on the dot. I had to get my daughter on the school bus this morning just after 8, so I couldn't get out early to go look for this deer, but I'm headed back down now. I actually decided just to call up local blood tracker out of Mechanic Falls, Scott Clance. I've heard a lot of good things about him and a lot of the other blood trackers. I've seen some videos of these guys working, and dogs will find deer without even hardly having any blood. And we've got heavy rain coming in this evening. Right now it's just been a heavy mist all morning. It's not really raining, but it's pretty wet. So hopefully we can get out here and find this deer. I've never met Scott before. I just talked to him on the phone this morning, so I'm going to meet him down here. I told him where to meet me, and we're going to go out and hopefully find this deer. Hopefully it's not too far past where we ended tracking last night, because it's going to be a long drag back, but I'll be more than happy to drag that thing 5 miles if we find it. I don't even care. But we're going to get down here and meet up with Scott and hopefully find this deer. Yeah, I live in North Norway, but I'm from Harrison originally, so my whole family,
really?
yeah, my whole family lives right around Bolster's Mills, Otisfield, Harrison area.
Oh, okay. Wait, is that where that big mill is? That old mill? Bolster?
Scribner's is right downstream from that, just a couple miles down the river.
We did some breeding, and she has a puppy. She has the litter mate to this guy. And come on, Darwin. Can you hold him on his leash behind us? Yeah. Just when we get started. Follow us along. Yep.
Alright, right. I was up there by that deadfall. Right here is where she was standing when I shot her. I was
Okay.
right back up there.
And
So
she took off which way?
she kind of jumped straight across the brook, started going out that way, but then she turned and went right up onto like the hill. She kind of went through that alder and swale grass crap and then took a left. And
Okay, so if everybody's ready, start right there.
now he's ready.
Yeah, come on. There's blood right here. Good.
Yeah, right on those sticks right there.
Yep. I'm just gonna put toilet paper down.
Yeah, I wish I had done that last night. I thought about that when we were way out there in the dark.
You'll get going. Let's find it, bud.
That's right the way it went.
Let me know when you get close to your left foot.
We're headed in the right direction.
You going past it?
Nope, I think it was actually that knoll right out in front of us.
Okay.
Right at the base of that, she took a left, and that was kind of when we lost her.
Okay. This is just a check. He's gonna turn around. Yeah. So get the way. Boy! There it is. Look.
I'm going swimming. Oh man, I had a feeling about that. Yeah, there she is right there.
Good boy!
Oh man, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, kind of awesome. Awesome, we found it. It sucks I'm going for a swim, but
Yeah. You have a boat? Good
no,
boy, Darwin.
I'll get right out there. I don't care.
Good boy. Good girl, my Darwin. What's his name again? Milo. There it is. Yeah.
Oh my.
See her?
That's
Remember
awesome.
what I told you
Awesome.
about going out in the water?
I've got waders. I have to go get them. I probably will actually.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if we can get a picture of that.
That's awesome. Straight to it.
That was a pretty good track. He was right on it, I think.
Oh yeah. He went
Good
right
boy.
by us.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah, right there. Look up, just right between his head and the branch. You see the brown right out next to the shore over there.
Oh yeah, I see.
Alright, so my mind is totally blown right now. That dog got on that blood trail and went directly everywhere we went last night and right past where we saw last blood and straight down to the water. And I actually got a little nervous when I saw Scott standing down there staring out over the pond. I was like, oh man, the first thing I thought was that deer had crossed the pond and gone out the other side, which I know would have made the track a lot harder. But he was looking out in the water, and sure enough, she's probably 40 yards offshore, laying right out in the lily pads. So I got to drive home about 45 minutes, get a canoe or maybe a kayak, and I might just probably get a kayak and just tie a rope onto the thing and tow it back to shore. But thank God I called him. I'm telling you guys, if you ever have a questionable shot on a deer and you can't find it, call Scott or one of the other 8, I think there's 9 total certified dog trackers in the state. And that was totally worth it. I threw him $80. I don't know how much to pay those guys. I figured $80. He drove over and went for about a half-hour, 20-minute, half-hour walk. Found my deer, which was totally worth it to me. I hate the idea of leaving an animal out in the woods and not know whether it lived or died or whatever. I had it happen last year, and we actually took one of our dogs down and tried to find it and never did. His dogs probably would have gotten right on the thing, but I'll never hesitate again to call them, that's for sure. So I'm going to head home, get a boat, go back and recover my deer. Should be fine. It's laying in nice freezing cold water, so that's awesome. Total relief. All right, let's go get my deer. Oh boy. There she is. Tried to swim across the pond and didn't quite make it. Tie that off there. I ended up having to tie her legs up here because her feet were just dragging in the bottom and I couldn't even move. I'm not really moving too good right now anyway, but I'm making progress. So. We made it. About a 200-yard paddle, and it wasn't easy dragging that deer. That was just awkward. But we got back, get her out of the water and get this kayak loaded back up. This is my wife's purple kayak, by the way, not mine. But we'll get this thing out of the water. All right, guys, well, here she is. One heck of a recovery. I can't thank Scott enough and his dogs, Darwin and Milo. Unbelievable watching those dogs work. They were right on the blood trail, right to the water. Found her out there. I wasn't too optimistic this morning, especially with the rain coming in and everything, because I've never seen one of those blood dogs really work in real life, and that was crazy. But here she is. The shot actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I did get her in the lungs and it went straight through. I thought she was kind of quartered too, and it came out a little further back, but she's been out there floating for a while. It's probably about noontime now, so. And I shot her just before 4:30 last night. And I'm sure she died pretty quickly. It looked like she went up on that hill, took a hard right and went straight for the water and tried to swim across the pond and didn't make it. She made about 40 yards and that was that. But meat should still be good. We'll see what she looks like on the inside, but I don't think I hit guts. I think I just hit her in the lungs, maybe caught the liver a little bit, but we'll see. But I'm going to get her cleaned up and get her to the tagging station and get her back to the house and hang her up. What do you think about that, Juno? Zoe. We'll get her back to the house here. Hung up. All tagged up. I want to definitely thank Scott and his dogs, Darwin and Milo, again. That was unreal watching those two do their thing. And I want to thank my good buddy Chuck for coming out last night and wandering around in the dark with me trying to find that thing. But we got it done. I'm going to get this thing scun out, corded up, and put in the cooler with a bunch of ice and let her cool off a little bit and then get it processed up later. But thanks for watching. Another lesson learned in bow hunting right there. When in doubt, back out, call a blood tracker. And it was actually a pretty good shot. I was definitely more forward than I thought it was. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.